welcome back to That Average Joe podcast. Of course, I'm your host here, Joe, and today we are talking politics. And we're not here to make you decide whether you're going to vote for the Democrats or whether you're going to vote for the Republicans. We are just merely here just to have a discussion. I'm asking in particular today as to why so many Black people are switching over to the Republican side.
Black conservatives are everywhere.
That's why I'm here to show my support as a Black man for Trump.
Pollsters can't get enough of them.
The historic levels of support the Republicans are getting from Black folk under Trump.
Donald Trump is cozying up to them.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
And the RNC was full of them.
President Trump, we have the greatest economy in our lifetime.
America is not a racist country.
Can you imagine President Donald Trump coming to a city and calling a pastor like me?
You've probably heard a lot of people talking.
I'm also inquiring if you've watched the recent debate, if that made you switch from whichever party you were leaning more toward, and did that kind of push you more toward them, or maybe make that you strayed a little bit away from it? Because I don't know if you've been on YouTube, or maybe you go down the YouTube rabbit hole that I've been down, but it's a lot of Blacks saying that they are no longer aligning with the Democratic Party. And if you grew up like me, you grew up where you knew that that's just who you supported. They were the ones that aligned with your beliefs, and that those are the ones that aligned with the future that you were trying to go into. And in recent times, it seems like that's not seemingly the case anymore, or that people just don't feel that way and don't feel that the policies align with their beliefs. Of course, at the top of the list is abortion. Another thing is the economy, and another thing is inflation, immigration. There's a plethora of issues that people are leaning either way. Whether you're for having the migrants here, or whether you're against. And I think that's also to if you actually have to deal with them. Some cities and states are more impacted, like New York, Chicago, California, and other border states. And now we're recently seeing with Ohio, they are the ones specifically impacted by the migrants coming in, and they feel that they're taking their resources, and that the rights and privileges that were once supposedly only granted to U.S. citizens are being exacerbated by others. And also people feel that the economy, whether it's their tax burdens or whether they're just, their stocks and everything, is just not as strong as they once were. We also all can feel the inflation, whether it's gas prices or the price of groceries or housing, whether your rent has increased or whether you've been priced out of buying a home. We all know that the price of the car markets, people are having $500, $600, $700 car notes, and that being the norm. So everybody has a lot of different issues in which they're divided on. But those are the main issues that people are very divided on, and those are the main reasons why people feel like they are switching over to the Republican side. They feel, and I can also say that I really saw the stray when I saw that a lifelong Democrat, just like a lot of us, RFK decided that he was leaving the Democratic Party. I think that was also very eye-opening. And also, as they said that with Malcolm X, he did make the comment about the Democratic Party basically leading Black people astray and blindly selling them false hope, which is, I think, the sentiment of a lot of Blacks, is that it's a lot of false hope, it's a lot of empty promises, it's a lot of, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and nothing actually gets done. And then, once it hits election time again, they'll string you back in, whether it was a student loan forgiveness that a lot of people was a big pushing factor for people. It was like, oh my God, I can get all of my student loans forgiven. I can, relieve that burden. And if you were like me, you just kind of did a little bit of research and realized that student loans fund a lot of the government. So it would be and also to just the ripple effect of alleviating that would be detrimental and catastrophic to the taxes and the money that the government receives. So I just knew that there was no way that they would be able to forgive all of us. I knew that they would have to make, I know certain people did, but I don't think it was going to be, where we would all be able to receive that. But again, that is just a promise that they've said to us. Another thing was that Black people feel that there isn't any specific law or policy that is going to actually benefit.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that society as a whole in the country, right?
We see that, whether other communities, because I don't want to specifically say it, but other communities have had policies or laws written in for them to protect them, and they don't feel that they've been represented or that they are going to be represented by the leader that they put into place. Others have said that because we didn't have a democratic election, that she wasn't actually selected by the people, that she was kind of forced into and kind of put in our faces like, oh yeah, we should vote for her. She represents our beliefs. She's a part of the party that you always support. And also on the opposing side, people are starting to feel that maybe Trump isn't as racist or of a bigot as he's portrayed out to be. The only thing that I could say with the election that has been very eye-opening to me is the media's role in swaying or convincing people to vote either way. They're very good. Maybe before I didn't know or understand the value of public relations and marketing and spinning a story. Like, I think Scandal, the TV show Scandal has really, it's come into full life. Like, somebody is in there to spin a story, spin a narrative, and whatever you saw, thought, or were thinking, like, no, this is how it really was. It's almost like you walk in on a guy cheating and you see it right in your face. You're like, I saw you with her, and they're like, no, that's not what happened. Let me tell you what happened. And it's starting to confuse a little bit even of me. I don't want to say undecided at the moment, but it is just I'm just so eye-opened more than anything as to how I'm going to see something and you're going to tell me I didn't see that. And because you're so convincing, I almost convinced myself that that's not what I saw. Like, they're right. Like, I didn't see that. But, but back to the topic at hand as to why so many Blacks are switching over. Again, they're not seeing him as this racist, this bigot, this criminal that they are painting him out to be. And, he has a genuine support. People are galvanizing to support him, whether you're at his Trump rallies, whether you're online. Like, he has a very ground-based voter base. People are that sounds crazy, but he has touched the hearts of so many people where they feel the need to really get out and support and see you. And a lot of questions that are coming into place is, what did Obama do? Is anything going to change from those 8 years that we did spend with him and the 4 years that we're spending now? Because if you haven't thought about it, the last 16 years have been 12 out of the 16 years have been with Democrats. And do you feel that your life has changed? Do you feel that things have gotten better? Do you think things will get better if you do continue to support? Maybe it was that gap in having a Republican leader that maybe destroyed or interrupted, let me not say destroyed, maybe interrupted what you were trying to do. Like I said before, I think that 4 years is very short of a time for us to, go through all the policies that this candidate's trying to, enact for us. So maybe they feel like that disruption in Donald Trump was, it prevented them from, fulfilling their full plan, healthcare. I'm trying to make sure I keep on topic here, but whether, and as you're watching this video, are you one of the Blacks that are switching over to the Republican side? or maybe you were a black that was always a Republican, because they were a very silent minority, and they had to be because you were heckled. You were called a coon, Uncle Tom. You weren't called very nice names. Especially before now, like 2024 is really the only time that you can come out maybe as a black Republican. Coming out in 2020, you were shunned, shamed. You were Uncle Ruckus. You were a coon. You weren't. You were one of them. You weren't one of us, as they would say. Like, no, you're not one of us, you're one of them. You support their ideologies, you're only about the money. And my biggest question is everything's just about tax. We have to tax the people. I just want a full account of actually where our money is being spent, because I don't think we have a good accounting system. I think we have a great printing system. We know how to print some money and make some money, but actually accounting for where all our money is allocated, are the people actually benefiting from the money that is actually given? I think that's a bigger question, or something that really needs to be answered, because it's like, our money, we don't know. They just tell us like, 20% of our money went to the military, and then half of it went to social services, and then the other half went to pay these bills, and then this, and then we also too, it's like, they say that we don't have any money, but then when something comes up, we magically have the money, and then some odd time later, they're like, oh no, because we spent all that money, we have to cut all these resources because we really didn't have the money, but we pretended like we had the money. It's just all very confusing. And then even when we go back to the tax, and I gotta insert the video here where the young lady is like, you go to work and you get your paycheck, and your job is payroll tax, and then you're taxed, and then when you go to buy something, you're taxed, and then the people that sold you the product, they're taxed, and then it's just like it feels like a never-ending tax. So I'm advocating for just a full tax reformation. We need, instead of them just telling, we're going to give you a deduction, and we're going to take off this, and we're going to give you a $6,000 tax credit, and we're going to give you a small business tax credit. It's like, the laws or the bylaws of these tax codes need to be addressed. Also, we need to know, like, it'd be better served if we knew what tax laws that these billionaires and millionaires and these 1%, these people that they say that we need to tax, we need to get more money from them. I want to know exactly what tax laws or tax codes that they are evading, and why is it legal? Because if they were doing something illegal as to why they're not paying their quote unquote fair share of taxes, then they'd go to jail, just like other people, like Wesley Snipes and other people who haven't paid their fair share of taxes. The government comes after you, you go to jail, you have a trial, you have to get lawyers involved, X, Y, and Z. These millionaires and billionaires, whether it's Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or the LVMH guy, whoever they are, I want to know the tax codes that they are the tax codes that they're using to evade taxes, and why is it legal? And if we are able to do anything to maybe change that so that they can pay their fair share of taxes. And not that I feel that the rich have to pay their fair, they need to pay more, they need to give back more. I personally just feel that I want to know where the money is going, because they are giving money. It's not like these billionaires and millionaires and the 1%ers aren't giving money. They are giving money. It's that we feel that they're not giving enough. And I just feel like the money is being misallocated. As we can see from states like California, it's like they've spent, odds of billions of dollars to fix homelessness, but yet there's more people even getting more. There's more people homeless than there were before when they said that they were enacting these. But let's go back to the topic at hand. If you are one of the blacks that are switching over to the Republican side, why? Or maybe you're a Republican switching over to the Democratic side, and I want to just know why. Please like, comment, and subscribe below, and just let me know why you're voting for or moving toward either side, whether it's women's rights, whether it's the economy, whether it's inflation, whether it's immigration. What are the reasons why you are pushing toward either side? Please like, comment, subscribe below. I cannot wait to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.